Now the job of extending this and making it the correct sizes according to the booklet, exercise 5.2, clearly isn't complete. So let's have a look at the next thing we need to do. So what I'm also going to do here, I'm going to stay with the top. I'm going to extend the depth from 450 to 500. So let's do that. So of course I need to add 50 onto the depth of the product, and in order to do that, what I'm going to do is, to give me a little space to see what I'm doing, I'm going to hide those two, because I know that when I extend the two that are left remaining, I know that those two that I've just hidden will also be extended. I'm also going to hide this back panel. And now I can see it isn't just a simple job of push-pulling this out, because I also need to take this slot with me. So instead of using the push-pull tool in this case, I'm going to use the move tool to move everything that way. So let's see what that looks like. Double click in order to edit. And you know, as we've said in class, that you can select by going from left to right like this, or you can select by going from right to left like this. And what I want to do is to go from left to right, because I've got some things I want to select and some things I want to avoid selecting. So if I select from here to here, what's going to happen is all the details of the slot are going to be selected, plus all the details of the end are going to be selected. And all of that that's now selected needs to move backwards by 50 millimeters. And let's see what that looks like. I'm going to just select pretty much any point that I can snap onto and drag it, making sure that I'm dragging it on the green axis, so I'm dragging it absolutely horizontally. I'm just going to type in 50 so I know that I'm moving it accurately. And that is done. Now I need to do the same thing on the other part. Now this is a job for again, same kind of selection, except you have to be a little bit careful about the view you choose, so you don't select anything that shouldn't be selected. And I'm going to choose a very much sort of along that slot kind of view as I'm selecting, and you'll see why in a moment. Double click to select, and now I'm going to drag that area there, so I select everything I want to really easily, like that. Same thing again, except this time I'm just going to go up here, and I can make a much easier job of my selection, because I can just take the move tool, grab by that point there, and because I extended the previous one accurately, making sure that I was moving on the red axis plus typed in my distance, if I just snap that point onto that point, then the same level of accuracy is going to be also included in this one. So that one is done, and if I click away and then go back up to edit and choose to unhide the last thing that I hid, which is those two, I now have my two pieces, which, even though they were hidden, also took on those changes because they're copies of the same component. All I need to do now is move the back panel into the correct position. And just so you know that I'm selecting it, I'm going to hide this side panel just so you can see. So choose that, and I can make my life easy just by picking up that corner, snapping it onto that corner, and I'm done. Back up to edit, unhide last, which will bring back my side panel. Job done. Now, oops, I moved that by mistake. Now, if this happens to you, it's fine. It's a good thing to make mistakes, because I can show you how you can get out of it. What I usually do is I try not to kind of use the move tool to put it back. I just use the Command Z on a Mac and Control Z on a PC, just to make sure that it goes back exactly where it was before. It's not only easier, but it's more accurate. Okay, right, we'll look at what we still have to do to the base of the product in the next video.